Welcome back. In Module 5, we will talk about generating disinformation with AI. In particular, in this lesson, we will introduce disinformation. We will have an introduction to the topic, a brief introduction of online deception. We will talk about fake news, a modern day problem, and we will discuss challenges related to fake news detection and mitigation. The prevalence of fake news, disinformation, and misinformation has become a significant societal challenge, with many public figures emphasizing its severity. The rapid spread of misinformation, facilitated by online social networks, particularly social media, has exacerbated the problem. While these platforms have enhanced real-time information dissemination, they have also amplified the velocity and reach of fake news. Fake news represent the manipulation or distortion of information, presenting difficulties in accurate detection. Social media has emerged as a potent channel for fake news disseminations, with a substantial increase in the proportion of the population obtaining news from these platforms. The impact of fake news on society is profound, given the ease of generation and challenging indetectability. The evolving tactics of disinformation actors and the generation of manipulated content contribute to the complexity of the issue. The COVID-19 pandemic has exemplified the dangerous consequences of fake news, with false information leading to panic and the spread of potentially harmful practices. Social media, surpassing television as a primary news source for youth, has become a prolific platform for the production and dissemination of fake news. The swift spread of false information online, as highlighted by studies revealing its six-fold increase compared to truthful content, emphasize the difficulties in distinguishing between genuine and fabricated news. This challenge is particularly pronounced due to the allure of novelty. The global impact of fake news is evident in instances such as the widespread dissemination of false information during the 2016 US presidential election and the German government's acknowledgement of an unprecedented phenomenon of fake news on social networks. The term infodemic gained prominence in 2020, reflecting concern about the widespread dissemination of misinformation linked to the COVID-19 pandemic. Effort to combat fake news through AI have faced skepticism, with questions about their effectiveness and the lower power of AI algorithms for identification compared to creation. As a result, the automatic detection of fake news remains a substantial challenge, necessitating more effective approaches to address these persistent issues in the realm of social media. Deception, according to Cambridge Online Dictionary, is characterized as the act of hiding the truth, especially to gain an advantage. This concept is intricately tied to the manipulation of trust, instilling doubt and evoking strong emotion that might hinder clear thinking and rational actions. Deception is further defined as a process that subverts the conscious decision-making ability and influences individuals to act contrary to their personal values and boundaries. Essentially, deception induces people to engage in actions they would not otherwise undertake. Various factors come into play, including the deceiver, the purpose of the deception, the social media service involved, the employed deception technique, and the potential target. Scientists are working on creating new ways to keep users safe and stop trickery online. This is a tough job because attacks are very clever. Bad actors use even smarter tools and plans to fool users. Additionally, the way information is shared on social media can expose users to many risks. This area of study needs teamwork from different fields like psychology, sociology, journalism, computer science, and cybersecurity. Digital marketing is also important, but it hasn't been explored much in study about false information. Fake news is not a recent phenomenon. It has a long history, even preceding the widespread reach facilitated by the printing press. For instance, over 2,500 years ago, Socrates was wrongly sentenced to death due to fake news falsely alleging his wrongdoing. The term fake news gained widespread popularity around the time of the 2016 US presidential election. Various groups, including the European Union and NATO, are actively working on developing methods to detect fake news. We will examine how the concept of fake news is defined, the terms and features involved in those definitions, and classify them based on these criteria. Additionally, we will create a fake news classification based on different categories we suggest, and we will explain and compare the most commonly discussed types within one specific category of fake news, focusing on intent. In the Collins English Dictionary, fake news is described as false and sensational information pretending to be news. However, over time, the term has changed and is now commonly used to talk about the spreading of untrue information. Researchers first defined fake news as news articles that are intentionally false and can mislead readers. After that, more definitions can come up in the literature, and they all agree that fake news is about false information. However, there's some agreement about what else should be included or excluded from this definition. Concepts like satire, rumors, conspiracy theories, misinformation, and hoaxes are some of the concepts that people don't always agree on when they concepts like satire, rumors, conspiracy theories, misinformation, and hoaxes are some of the concepts that people don't always agree on when talking about fake news. Recently, researchers have mentioned that the meaning of fake news has become different from different people, and for some politicians, it even means news that I do not like. There are two primary groups of terms related to misinformation. The first group comprises general terms like information disorder, false information, and fake news. Each of these encompasses a subset of terms from the second group, which consists of elementary terms such as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation. While there is a general agreement on the definition on the elementary terms, there is still no consensus on the definition on the broader terms in the first group. The relationship between these terms is depicted in this illustration. We present a summary and definition on the most commonly used terms in literature for referencing and categorizing fake news. The table captures both the similarities and differences between these terms based on two key features: intent and authenticity of the news content. The intent feature focuses on the purpose behind each term, specifically whether it aims to mislead or cause harm. On the other hand, the authenticity feature centers on the factual aspect, indicating whether the content is false or genuine. Some terms explicitly denote fake news, like disinformation, misinformation, and false information, while others, like malinformation, do not. The comparison table uses an empty dash, which is a cell, to signify instances where a specific classification does not apply. In the figure here, we illustrate the various features used in the literature to define fake news, namely intent, authenticity, and knowledge. Some definitions focus on two primary features, authenticity and intent, identifying news articles as intentionally false and verifiably so, with the potential to mislead readers. In contrast, alternative definitions emphasize either authenticity or intent individually. Additionally, certain researchers categorize false information on the internet and social media by considering its intent and knowledge, especially in cases where a single ground truth can be determined. To effectively address the challenges posed by the fake news, understanding the factors contributing to susceptibility to manipulated information is crucial. Despite notable progress in fake news detection, persistent issues make it a challenging problem. Confronting challenges in managing information involves dealing with misleading content that appears very real. Additionally, issues arise from people not always being aware, fake content being spread by social bots, and quickly facilitate online social networks quickly facilitating widespread dissemination. Moreover, the absence of standardized benchmark datasets for fake news detection present a significant hurdle. Addressing these multifaceted challenges is vital for improving the accuracy of fake news detection in social media. Detecting fake news is a major challenge because the content is designed to closely resemble the truth, making it hard for AI to identify it without help from checkers. Fake news tend to feature integrate narratives, lacks references, and incorporates numerous negative words, posing challenges to manual detection by humans. The complexity, combined with the various type and form fake news can assume on social media, makes it difficult to find a singular solution to address the issue. Contextual issues present challenges that are not directly linked to the content of the news, but are instead inferred from the context surrounding the online news post. These challenges stem from human factors, including a lack of user awareness, the presence of social bots spreading misinformation, the dynamic nature of online platforms, and the rapid propagation of fake news. What we have learned in this lesson. In conclusion, there are many key challenges in addressing the fake news problems and suggest areas for further investigation in developing new detection approaches. Recognizing potential biases in our choice of information sources and search criteria is crucial, and efforts to identify and mitigate these biases are necessary. In addition, it is important to leverage contextual information from social media users and the network to enhance detection accuracy. This involves capturing user characteristics, behavior towards shared content, and historical behavior, including emotions and opinions. Exploring adversarial learning technique for generating synthetic data seems promising for mitigating the scarcity of dataset. Finally, understanding how sources and promoters of fake news operate across multiple online platforms is essential for effective detection.